Welcome to Heartland Dual Sport. In today's video, we're going to be discussing a topic that comes up from time to time, and I've got a couple of solutions for you, and that's battery management for your KLR 650 and or any other motorcycle for that matter, because it's going to work on all of them. So let's get to the video. Thanks again for tuning in to Heartland Dual Sport. If you're new to the channel, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dale. We frequently get questions between our YouTube channel and our Facebook group. And today we're going to be discussing one of the questions, and it's basically a follow-up from last Monday's video. If you haven't watched that yet, I'd encourage you to go watch the 5 things I hate about the KLR 650. In today's video, we're going to continue on. One of the topics that we talked about towards the end of the video was battery maintenance and the battery charger, and I basically told you in that video about the battery tender and the battery charger system that we use not only on our KLR, we use it on our riding lawnmower, we use it on the four-wheeler, and it's just a handy tool. The great thing about this tool, it's relatively inexpensive. It looks like this. It is actually called Battery Tender, and that's the company. We'll put a link down below. Again, guys, if you click any of our links, they are Amazon affiliate links. We're going to maybe get a nickel out of the deal. You're not going to see any additional charges on your end, but it is a win-win, and it helps support our little channel, and we truly appreciate anything you can do to help the channel. But as you'll see, this would plug into the wall, and it's got a fairly long cord on it, and then you've got a piece that looks like this. One of the things that we talked about was you could actually buy several, and in our case we've got one on the riding lawnmower, my KLR, whatever new bike we have, and I've historically done this with the DRZ, the Honda Africa Twin, riding lawnmower, anything like that in the past. Anything that you're going to be using or is going to end up being in storage for a little bit of time, maybe longer than we'd like, these are just a nice tool to help keep your batteries topped off and charged, because it's an automatic battery charger slash conditioner, if you will, on one hand, and it'll just keep your battery topped off. Now then, one of the things that we mentioned in last week's video was the ability to use it as a jump starter, because if you hardwire that piece in, and I'll show you a picture of it, what it looks like, because we just installed another one on Angie's four-wheeler, you've got this same connection. You can buy one of these little jobs here, and this makes it easy to jump start your bike, which is handy if you're out in the field. Say you're out somewhere camping and you somehow left your key on, or you left an accessory port on, and you get up to leave the next day and your battery's dead. Simply plug this into the same little plug that's hanging out of the side of my KLR, and now if you can find somebody with jumper cables, you can easily connect these to their jumper cables, normally like on a vehicle. There are some smaller ones, and there's a company named Eclipse. I've done videos on them in the past, which is also another option for jump starting your motorcycle off of another motorcycle, especially if they have the same system you do. For you guys that are brothers, for you guys that are riding normally as a buddy, like me and David, we ride together pretty regular. If he was to buy the same little piece, put it on his bike, now it's a real quick, you plug and play deal, and it's again by a company named Eclipse. And I've done a video on that as well, if you want to look through some of our past videos, or I'll try to put a link to that video down below. One of the things that we bought prior to our last trip when we went out to North Carolina was this Noco Boost, and it is basically a jump box, and it's a portable jump box. Again, it's going to have the same deal. You can plug in the jumper cables on this side using the little set like this, connected to your battery, so you don't even have to pull your plastics off. Now, if you're in a situation where you don't have anybody that can jump start you, you can do it yourself with one of these. These are rated and big enough to start a 4-cylinder engine, so it should have no problem starting your motorcycle. If my motorcycle battery was dead right now, I'd go out there and show you how it works. I have used these in the past. As many of you know, I used to be a public servant myself, and I used to carry one around in my car with me, and I would help people with that because it was just so much easier than trying to jump start using jumper cables, because you can carry around a little box like this. It's got a way that you can keep it charged by plugging it into a regular USB port in your vehicle. You could also recharge it on your motorcycle using it prior to your battery dying. But if you were using this at camp, it's also a deal that it's got a USB port to where you could actually be charging your cell phone, your GoPros, or any of that. Now bear in mind, you don't want to run this down if you think you're going to have battery problems, and we've actually got a couple of different battery packs that we use for recharging our cell phones and stuff. That way this is staying topped off if I ever need it. I don't want it dead if I need it, because this is the only thing on my bike that I could actually use myself and get my bike going. Real quickly, I'll show you what we're using now. These are brand new and they're called SmilePo. Again, there'll be a link to Amazon down below where you can get these. Both of these actually have a purpose. I can recharge my portable fan twice with this one charger, and then I should be able to recharge my iPhone, my watch, my GoPros, and everything else with this. I do have charging ports on my motorcycle, so that the days that I'm making my adventures, especially long runs, if it's not raining, I can be recharging the GoPro chargers and all that stuff as well with the bike running. But these are a nice option to have. They're really small. You can put one in each one of your bike bags, and you've got a lot of power between the two, especially if all you're doing is recharging your cell phones, your watch, a couple of GoPros, stuff like that. You get a lot of charges out of these, and these are new. We've been using a company called RavPower for the last 5, 6, 7 years. I can't find them anymore. We used to buy them on Amazon. If you guys find them, I can highly recommend the RavPower because they've worked great for us. The only reason that I bought these instead of using the RavPower ones that we have, Angie uses them constantly. She's always got one in the leather shop where she'll keep her iPad plugged into it. She'll keep her iPhone plugged into it, or whatever she's doing all the time. But she's got one in this wood shop kitchen that we're in, and then she's also got one in the leather shop, and she just uses them all the time. So instead of taking hers, she can have her stuff, and then I'll just put these, like I say, one in each bike bag. Again, that's just another way to help with battery management, whether you're on an adventure, whether it be a multi-day adventure or just an overnight adventure. These are just a couple of options and some things to think about. I can't sleep without my fan, so I'm not going to camp without one. And if you know you're going to be camping in a more primitive area, which our next trip that we're taking, I will be, at least 2 or 3 of the nights that I'll be camping, there's no electricity, there's no nothing. It's going to be a raw campground. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a great trip. Hopefully the temperatures are much cooler than it was when we went out east. So again, guys, these are some tips and tricks for battery management, how you could potentially recharge your portable devices, along with jump starting your motorcycle, all the way up to using somebody else's vehicle using different jumper cables. So again, guys, we appreciate your likes, comments, and subscribes, and may you have a blessed week. And let's go ride.